5 here in Orlando. We're going into the final Gauntlet round. It's going to be Brian White versus Max Lemon. We're looking at Harbinger, surprise, surprise, and Grim 1, just as Tyrant Watt predicted here in the last round once we saw Max had won.
So Max won that roll, the starting roll to go first.
And we're playing close quarters. That's our scenario.
Close quarters. I think this is going to be a very, very interesting matchup, just due to the fact of the pressure that Grim with those Croak Raiders is going to put on the Harbinger, because she's going to basically martyrdom's off the table now.
Sure. Max is bringing double Croaks. All that fire is a big problem for Harbinger.
Mm-hmm.
He's also
swinging
got
the defense by 5.
And a Glacier King, too.
Yeah.
So let's go live to our table. I believe we're just about finishing deployment, and we should be going to the first turn.
Okay. So it looks like Brian's finishing his advanced deployment. Looks like here at the top.
What do you think about the terrain in this board? It looks like we've got a lot of forests on the Minoth side.
Yeah, it looks like Brian definitely took the safe side. For being that he's going second, he should choose that. I imagine the Harbinger is going to camp somewhere in here for most of the game, and then her martyrdom wall is going to be close to 4 inches of this, and she's going to try to get something right in there.
And something to note, he's got both Rupert and Saxon in his list, so Pathfinder shouldn't be too much of an issue. It looks like he also went with Errants this time around versus the last game where he didn't take the Errants, who also naturally come with Pathfinder. So potentially the forest kind of clogging up his edge of the board will be not so much a detriment so much as a benefit, because the Croak Raiders aren't ignoring that.
Yeah, so the huge thing is like the daughters getting into this edge of this forest right here, and these Croak Raiders coming in this block, because they're not going to hit unless Grim swings the defense by 5.
Yeah, sure.
And then he just levels off them all.
And even then, I still believe you're looking at 6s. So that's not, a foregone conclusion.
Sure. But with the terrain set up, I predict Grim's going to really try to get to here. I think he's going to go for a strong scenario play. Where's he located? Looks like he's located right here.
Yep.
So
I think you're
going in,
absolutely correct.
Max,
going to try and camp that flag. The Croak Raiders are going to make it really obnoxious to try and get in there.
Yeah. So I think the deciding factor in this game is, can Brian get these daughters, and I think these are daughters here as well, into the Croak Raiders deep enough to where they can't really throw their bombs. Catch Harbinger on fire and things like that.
We'll see. And also Harbinger has the martyrdom aspect of the game. She can potentially keep some daughters alive with that. I know based on what we saw from the last game, Brian uses that more as chaff and then tries to keep the laundry list of solos in the list alive with martyrdom as well as the cav. So it might be interesting to see if he switches that strategy up a little bit to keep his screening, his tie-up unit alive and in the Croak Raiders. And all might come into play.
Yeah, it might. I think it's a mistake. I think this deployment is a mistake. I think that model should have been over here to where he can put pressure right here with the king.
It looks like he's going all in on a scenario play to me.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
But the thing is, though, if Brian is brave, which I think he has to play very carefully in this game just due to the Raiders, if he gets Harbinger here and creates the line of engagement out like this with the martyrdom and the the base placement and whatnot, she'll win on scenario.
That's true. And he also might, if it looks like the Trollbloods are winning on scenario or up on scenario, he could shift Harbinger to maybe the other side of that wall and look to martyrdom and keep stuff alive, contesting that flag and contesting her own flag as well.
So this is a curious position. I don't know why he's already put 3 and 4 Croaks down there when there's a wall of force there. I mean, she can be here now and not worry at all about anything, and she martyrs. If she stays in this pocket, there's your line again. Maybe even here.
Yeah, that actual forest is a pretty good shape for Harbinger, angled it that way around that flag. Granted, you're not going to be playing for scenario at that point, but you could also be stalling. Maybe we'll see him go for another Deathclock win.
Possibly, yeah.
Max has got a lot of guns in the army, and guns eat up that clock pretty quick.
Yes. And then there's also the question, will Brian go cover with his daughters right here?
We saw that last game, too.
Yeah.
Let's go over the list real quick. Brian White is rocking Harbinger. Once again, the only Jack he has in his battle group is the Devout. He's brought 2 daughters, Flamebringers, Errants, Aeon and Holt with the Priest again, which is a really good combo for him last game. I'd expect to see that work pretty well again as well. Roven, Gravis, the Covenant, Nicaea, Saxon, Rupert, Vilman, Errant Seneschal, Knight Exemplar Seneschal, and the Hierophant. So once again, it's the solo spam. It looks like 3 units that he's brought, 4 units. And 2 Daughters of Flamebringers Errants. A lot of support again.
He's really just going all out with the volume of attacks.
And then we're looking at Max's list, the Grim 1 list. We've got an Axer, an Impaler, Mulg, the Glacier King, Braylon, Janissa, a unit of Whelps, the Witch Dot Croc, Krillstone with UA, I believe it's minimum, a Highwayman, and 2 Croak Raiders. So once again, pretty battle group heavy for him with the Glacier King, Mulg, Impaler, Axer.
I wonder if putting the Axer in that list would have been beneficial.
Maybe Pathfinder, maybe you're looking for the +2 speed on Mulg, give him a little bit more threat for an assassination range there, maybe. I mean, Mulg, if you shoot him across the board, +2 speed from the Axer can really get in there, especially with the reach.
Right. So it looks like a typical unpacking of the army. Another questionable thing is the stone really necessary in a ranged list? Well, not against. I mean, you've got a bunch of infantry, right?
That's true.
You've got double Croak Raiders, which aren't benefiting from the stone.
Correct.
So
maybe you're thinking you don't have the Earthborn to stack super high armor, so you're playing KG as it is.
Yeah. So I think that may have been a bad addition in there, where you could have found the points for something that says 3 points for the stone and the additional guys.
And also has a UA as well.
Oh, so I mean, maybe up at the 4. I don't know what the exact point numbers are, but that's a curious choice there, because the weapon mass
That's 5 points, I guess, on Trollblood players.
So the weapon masters are going to kill the infantry even with the stone.
Or Daughters with anatomical precision.
Yeah, anatomical precision. So that's a curious choice. 5 points, that's the Axer.
I know Grim a lot of times,
No, the Axer's 6.
Grim a lot of times will bring the stone to try and get rid of stealth or incorporeal, even though you have Mark for Death. You're not really worried so much with that in the min-off matchup.
Okay, so it looks like Brian is starting to shave some Croak Raiders already. With I believe those are errants at the top of the top of the screen.
He shot a couple off the top of the hill there.
And it looks like we might be going for a bottom of 1 feet.
That's actually another curious question. Do you think he's going to feat this turn?
Well, it'll definitely hold the Croaks back. But then the question becomes if you don't...
It's looking to see a shaved off a Croak there.
Yep. So if Max doesn't feat and counter...
He's going to get crashed into.
Maybe.
And pushed off scenario, potentially.
Maybe, because Brian doesn't want to commit his stuff yet.
That's true.
So can he just hold his feet for a later turn when it really matters? The longer you can hold on to a feat like that and shave stuff with ranged, the better that feat becomes.
And while Max has a lot of guns, he doesn't necessarily have a lot of distance.
Yeah.
So even though he's advancing the Daughters forward, advancing the Seneschals forward, or the Errants forward, I wouldn't expect to see too much stuff go past that line. Just see it, look right there. He's backing his Daughter Cav back up. He's trying to stay out of range of the majority of the Croak Raiders, the Highwaymen. I think we're looking at a bottom of 1 feet. It looks like that's what he's setting up for.
Yeah, that's what it appears.
And it seems like he's creating a space for Harvey maybe to end up near that flag. He just has to be careful.
I don't know. Can she mathematically, can she Crusaders call charge and get to that flag?
I'm not sure, because you're 10 inches off the line. I believe it's 21 up.
21? Is it 21?
21 up, so 11.
Possibly.
She's speed 6.
I think she's a little offset from it, though.
11. If you're right on the money, if you're right across from it, you could.
Because he is second player, that'd be a pretty good gamble.
I mean, you always you have another turn to advance up into it.
Well, he would score on the bottom.
It's true.
Of 2. Go ahead and go up 1-0. We'll see, though. I don't think he's going to play that aggressively. I think he's going to go for that Yep, there we go. Oh, there's the Devout snuggling in. So, yeah, Harbinger's going to go right in the little corner wall like I predicted.
I think so. And then she's going to be in a good position for feet. She's going to be in a good position to
walk to that flag.
To walk to the flag and keep stuff in martyrdom range to contest Max's flag, which I feel like he's gambled on being able to control that flag. And he might be able to do it, but with the errants getting up in there,
so Brian just made a comment about jamming himself up because it's so many models that he has.
Well, the Croaks do that to you, really.
Yeah.
When you have that many miniatures and you're trying to work around terrain features, having a unit 20 advanced deploy models, all of which are great at killing everything, really. Mm-hmm. Croaks kill heavies, they kill medium-based stuff, they kill cav, especially with Grim being able to give them a buff to hit. Mm-hmm. That pushes your line of engagement back because you don't want to just barrel forward into gun range of the Croaks where they can sit and aim. And a lot of time you jam up.
Brian's questioning it right now, if he feats or not.
He was just saying, if I don't feat, Max is going to feat and push me out of the zones. He says he hates feeding turn 1, but I think it's going to do it.
So Brian is or is not going to do it here. He's debating.
He said he was going to feat. Let's see if he does. He feats. He effing hates doing that.
So Brian swears a little bit having defeat on the bottom of 1 because he likes to hold his feet for probably the next turn.
Yeah.
So that's going to, kind of slow the army down. Now the question is, can Grim, who is here, get a solid charge off on somebody probably in this location to feat, somewhere in here and, completely slow down this advance?
Sure.
Encounter. He's going to take the POW 14. No big deal.
No. You got to transfer. You got the stone potentially.
Not only that, but I think at this point, this king goes. Mm-hmm. Because I think you really need to, in order to win by scenario here, he needs to slow this whole wall down.
Yep. And unfortunately, Brian's got those forests. His whole army is either getting cover or concealment at this point. Just about.
Oh, yeah. He definitely chose the correct side.
Yeah.
And I think Max chose the
he
correct
to go
thing.
First,
he wanted to.
Which I think in this matchup was absolutely the right choice.
Yeah.
Even though the table was set up to have a really advantageous side, potentially, which I appreciate in War Machine terrain. I think too many times you just see there's a hill here, a forest here, wall here, whatever.
Right.
It's a symmetrical setup with maybe a choice between a forest and a hill.
Mm-hmm. There should definitely be some, advantageous terrain for the person who loses a die roll.
And that side of the board might actually be horrendous for a different style of Minoth army that doesn't have so much Pathfinder.
This is kind of rough for Brian because, nothing has Pathfinder. He can only give it to, Saxon Auric to 1 unit. So
Rupert. He has Rupert as well.
Oh, he has Rupert
so he
and
can jump,
Saxon, so he can go 2 of them.
Yeah, I think he was looking at this board
good.
and purposefully made that decision.
That's a good call.
And he also has the errants, which naturally do have Pathfinder as well.
So, he's in a pretty good position.
Yeah, at first it's like, okay, Minoth on a woods board is pretty terrible, but he set himself up for success, I think. And it doesn't seem like he wants to aggressively push forward. I don't think he can if Grim feats anyway.
Well, the curious thing is, if Grim just feats if he moves to the flag, right? So if he comes over here and feats on this section of the board, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is Brian's also going to score first in that scenario.
He is. So right now he can't even contest, but I don't think he's going to be brave enough to bring the Harbinger out. So he really has to slow down this approach so he doesn't lose all of his Croaks. Plain and simple. He loses the Croaks, I think this game is done.
Oh, yeah. This list is relying heavily on Croaks, which I feel like you see a lot of Troll Blood and a lot of Circle lists doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Kruger 2.
Nope, so here we go. All right, so there's the first measurement of the 20 inches, the obnoxious control area that is Harbinger.
He's removing incorporeal. Not that I think Max has any incorporeal, or Brian has any incorporeal.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that does.
Well, I guess the strength's not coming into play, and
right.
There's no status effects on that side of the board, so.
Okay, so. Okay, so we're far striking somebody. Glacier King gets far strike.
Mm-hmm. I'm really curious to see. I think he's just going to dirtle forward a little bit and take some shots at Cav.
It's probably a pretty good choice. Just boost a hit, let your damage rolls go. I mean, you get 3 shots with the king. Try to kill 2 of them because Harbinger can't martyr all the way over there. Just start shaving models off.
And that's the stuff that's going to be doing damage to you on that side. Granted, Eric's with their charge kin too, but Power 9 Weapon Master, you're really hoping for spikes on those charges.
Potentially, I mean, I know Far Strike is expensive, but if Grim Far Strikes just these toads and just tries to aim and just shave these front line guys, just try to, make up some ground on Harbinger's feet so the future turns aren't so rough on him. I think that would be ideal. Good damage.
Especially when you're putting stuff on fire.
Yeah.
So you can expect it to stick.
Thinking through the Harbinger turn, it's no fun.
No,
let's put it that way.
It's like oldie Haley or.
All right, so Grim is activating. Grim takes 4 damage right out of the gate from the feet. So what's he got up his sleeve here? What do you think? He's obviously not going to feat this turn, so no. I think it's a bad idea. I don't know, because I mean, once again, I don't know where Saxon and Rupert are placed over in this mess. Mm-hmm. But if these daughters get Pathfinder,
they're gonna be doing some damage. And also, you got to see the daughters, the Flamebringers, the 3 on the bottom have line of sight out of the woods.
Yeah, I mean,
they're definitely going to be in charge range if he doesn't back up. This is close quarters. There's kill box in effect. You can only go so far.
See, it looks like Rupert's in the back in the middle somewhere.
Behind the book.
Yeah, here we go. Here's Rupert.
All right, let's see where Grim's shooting.
And there's Saxon Auric right here.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, there's Rupert. Here's Rupert. Here's Saxon. So they're
position where they can go anywhere, basically.
They're not in a great position on to give the daughters Pathfinder, which I think is a mistake on Brian's behalf.
Yeah. Rupert might be able to get over there.
Potentially. He has to be able to see them, and that force may prevent that. Because I think he does target with his musical instrument.
That might be. You have to see the flames coming out of the bagpipe to really be impressed.
Okay, yeah, here we go. King's going to aim, shoot.
Taking a shot at Gravis. Not a bad target.
I think Gravis is in martyrdom range, though. Which doesn't really net him anything.
No.
The Glacier King should really be firing at things that are not martyrdom range at this point. Although getting him off that horse is pretty valuable.
Yeah, that might be what his goal is currently, because there's no way to stop that with martyrdom or anything like that.
So it looks like it dismounts him.
He dismounts Gravis. Rupert doesn't need line of sight. Just when it does, choose a friendly unit.
So yeah, it doesn't require line of sight for Rupert,
No.
so there's no target required, so he can definitely affect those daughters, I would say. All right, so we martyr Gravis. Brian takes 1 damage to the Harbinger, and Gravis is down to 1 health.
And the Hierophant can just heal that one right back up.
Oh, yeah.
So Max was thinking that Gravis would be knocked down, but he's an Exemplar and he happens to be his own command, and Gravis prevents the knockdown.
Oh, there's a POW 14 to that dude. I think he forgot about it. Oh, so that's Mulg. Is this Mulg as a...
Yeah, the proxy-based Mulg.
Yeah, so this proxy-based guys, that's Mulg. So here we go. The clock is ticking. This is what Harbinger does to you. Look at the clock. We've already got an 8-minute separation.
Yep. Well, Max did go first.
It's true.
So
But look what he's activated so far. I mean, it's
that's
the
true.
King Grim and the Impaler.
You are correct. We'll see what Brian's clock looks like at the end of his turn.
I'm going to bet Brian doesn't go below 58.
I probably hazard a guess that might be a strategy he's looking for. He might be looking for that clock win again. At least he's looking to put his opponent in such a time hole that they panic, make mistakes.
Exactly.
They're really stretched to do
then martyrdom's
bad
huge.
things. Yeah, and martyrdom just allows you to do that. Not exactly the most riveting game to watch. At least it's in Harbinger versus Harbinger.
Okay, so we have an errant on fire. Another aiming Croak Raider. Shooting away. Hits. No damage and more fire.
Little karaoke there from Max.
Misses the daughter by 1.
Hits a 9, needing a 10.
I'm really curious how this next turn is going to go.
Yeah, it's gonna be telling. It's gonna tell you what Brian White's thought process is on what he thinks how he can win this game in.
I think you're going to see those daughters tie up 90% of those Croak Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a curious thing, though. If Brian does that, Max did this against me in the game that we played. So, see, these guys right here are the highwaymen.
Yep.
And when Grim Feats and these guys aim, they become super accurate at shooting just into combat.
Yeah.
So these daughters will probably get Pathfinder to get out, and they're going to end up in this ballpark here somewhere.
You got to think the daughters are also going to kill a lot with 2 attacks apiece.
Oh, yeah.
They're what, Mat 7 going into
6.
defense?
Mat 6.
They're only Mat
Mat
6?
6, 2
okay,
attacks.
so they need 7s,
Yeah.
which isn't great. Guided Hand might fix that.
So then once they dig in here, if Grim Feats on, if Brian advances in this area here and Grim Feats on the army, these guys aim and they just unload and kill all these daughters with ease. So once that happens, these Croak Raiders are then free to level these ladies. It's kind of a give and take thing there. So I'm curious to see if that pans out.
If there's enough Croak
Here we
Raiders
go.
left to really affect it.
Looking for 10s here. This isn't even
Okay.
worth throwing. This is just shaving clock. He just made the comment, why am I doing this? He realizes he's just missing his clock up. Hey, a hit.
Guess
Daughter
one.
dies.
There we go. It was worth it. It was worth the 1 minute, right? 1 daughter
Yeah.
and a Harbinger list with about 50-something models. Feel like I'm watching a Cricks game. There's too many large bases for that.
Yeah. So it is kind of sad here. I mean, we see 1 Warjack on Brian's side,
Yep.
and we see
You got a pretty decent battle group coming from the
we have a
the
pretty
trolls.
good battle group on the other side.
You got what? 2 a Colossal, a Heavy, 2 lights for 75 points.
Yeah.
I mean, his last list had a huge battle group.
The thing about it, though, I mean, Brian's list is so efficient at killing battle groups, because of all of the weapon masters.
It's all the weapon masters. It's the fact that nothing is like, oh, all my eggs are in one basket of pain. Like I don't have a Mulg that you can just get rid of and then take a huge ability of my threat to other heavies.
Yeah.
Okay, you kill 2 cav, maybe a martyrdom 1, and I still have 3 other cav that I can keep alive.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a bunch of seneschals and stuff. So you're not sending 1 unit into a heavy and just removing it.
Right.
Maybe 5 Avengers going into heavy or something like that, but it's just you're just wearing people down. It's the ultimate attrition. And you're not giving up any ground.
Okay, so we have the clock has been passed. 2 deaths. All right, so we got 2 souls from those dying exemplars. or
Yep,
dying
they were set on
errants,
fire
rather.
by the Croaks.
Juices Gravis a little bit. Nothing really.
He's sad. He lost his pony. He's pissed off.
Yeah,
They
but
should get his
he's not
horse's
really
soul, I
threatening
think.
anything right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's see. Will Brian rip into that king with those Vengers?
I don't think he can
So
keep
I
them in
think.
martyrdom range.
So there
to do
you
that.
go. He's measuring to see if Rupert can give those daughters Pathfinder. Okay, Nicaea going in, just try to probably kill and then shoot.
Clear out 1 Croak, see what's up.
Missed
Double
both
miss.
times.
No
There's
sprint.
1 solo down.
Well, let's see where Harbinger goes. She still might be in martyrdom range at the end of this. It's not often you see the Nicaea Gambit fail.
No.
Ryan's lamenting that it was not good. It looks like he was trying to get some shots past that model. I'm guessing with errants.
I'm sorry?
I'm curious what he wanted to shoot. Oh, with Holt.
Yeah.
He's looking to shoot at Janissa.
Yeah. Okay, so what we have advancing here? So just some
Aeon and Holt.
Ion and Holt moving their way
And
up
with the
board.
attendant priest, so they do have the ability to scoot back out of range.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going after Braylon, maybe. There we go. That's a great target. Get rid of those Highwayman buff that she provides. She's also just a super solo herself.
Okay, so that's a hit from Holt. So
3
3
damage.
points. Second shot from Holt. It's a hit.
3 more.
3
Not
and 3.
enough.
Not quite enough to finish him off, but feeling the pain. Oh, it's so obnoxious being able to martyr Iona and Holt.
That's so mean.
So there is a kill box in this scenario. Did they present the wall to where she could stay behind it the whole time?
I'm not sure if it seems like he'd be able to at least.
Looks like Brian has forgotten something. He's swearing a little bit. And that's pretty rare that Brian swears. So he's pretty upset about this situation.
Maybe he was forgetting about the concealment on the Croaks.
Possibly.
Concealment and elevation on that hill. So we're talking defense 17 Croaks against
And defense
Rat
17
6.
Croaks.
That's a shooting war you're not going to win.
Yeah, because now he's going to get feeded on and the Croaks are going to unload.
Yeah. He doesn't have too many AoE aside from obviously Cataclysm. So the Croak could really bunch up on that hill.
All right, taking some shots here. Hits. And a dead one. That's what it was.
They would ignore that from the Seneschal.
Brian forgot to move his Seneschal
That's
first.
what he forgot.
To ignore Hunter. To ignore the concealment with Hunter.
That's another synergy between the Glacier King, this list, and the Croaks. You have that Glacier King, you can kind of crowd the Croaks around.
Yeah.
And you take the not so great defense 13 and you turn it into a very respectable defense 15 with concealment.
Right. I think Brian regrets this one.
Yeah, he did get a hit. He's doing some work. Needing those hard 9s.
Hitting.
Another hit.
So these guys are from the same group, so they play each other regularly.
Yeah.
So like we were talking about earlier, they kind of know, know each other.
It looks like the Croaks broke from their rally check. Luckily, Max does have the Witch Dock Croc. Crucial piece, especially when you're running double Croaks. You can, while the undead, Zombify, which makes models undead and tough, is on the other Croak unit, you can shift that over before they activate and they gain Fearless.
Yep. And then they can activate
rally.
normally.
Yeah. Super critical piece.
So here we have a jam. So he's setting up for 2 and then setting up a charge with the other 3. So Brian kills another Croak Raider. So once again, he's just surgically removing the threats.
Sure. Those Croak Raiders are first thing you have to deal with. Obviously, they're the first wave, but I feel like that's the biggest threat Max has to out attrition the Harbinger list because of the fire. Not necessarily the shots, is the fact that they can apply fire.
I mean, if he can just shave off, let's just say 60% of the Croaks on this turn,
it looks like I
think he wins the game.
It looks like he already removed almost all of that unit up there. I don't see very many Croaks left. I think I see 2. There might be 3.
Okay,
and that
so
bottom Croak
Crusader's
unit,
call from the Harbinger.
It's already lost about 2 or 3.
And looks like is she going to get brave enough to move over there?
Just checking kill box. They're both in kill box.
All right, so they're both safe with the kill box.
Just shuffling over to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at getting martyrdom on those errants that are contesting the flag,
Yes.
would be my guess. Brian is asking if he could feed again.
So this is curious. Right now, Grim can drop her defense by 3. She's only on armor 21. If he forces some martyrdoms early, the Glacier King, a sniped Glacier King,
You got to
can
remember the
shoot
devout's
her?
going to catch one of those.
I mean,
You're talking about a defense 18 Harbinger.
yeah.
Goes down to 13. If you can get
18.
marked for death.
Probably can't mark. It'd be a tough boost.
So-
That's risky.
So you're talking 15.
Yep.
That's a whole lot of dice
That's
going your way.
Yeah. I mean, if you can swing it by 5, though, the Glacier King almost automatically hits with boosts.
Well, you'd still need 8s.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot safer.
Yeah, that's true.
So then your dice off 7. If she's martyred at all, and he spikes some of those,
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
and heaven
that's a long
forbid he
shot.
snipe a Croak Raider or 2 and get fire.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Croak Raider would have to hit, though. And I think they're about to get jammed up really hard.
He may try to stay in the long game, though. I mean, he has Mulg. I mean, he has a lot of things that can just kill a lot of stuff. But I think that's the bait. You know, you want to bring in those heavies so I can nail you with my weapon masters.
I would agree. I don't think the assassination is going to be the right play next turn.
No, being dice off 7 is very risky.
Yeah. Especially Harbinger.
Okay.
She's got a decent amount of boxes.
Okay, so here's the Pathfinder from Rupert.
Listen to that sweet, sweet bagpipe music.
So we've got Crusader's Call, and Pathfinder. So Brian's just looking to play the odds here, you know, needing the 7s with the 2 attacks.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? If I don't end up killing the models I'm engaged with, I'm still jamming it up. I'm still a defense ridiculous if you want to
Exactly.
shoot into melee with me.
I'll say this, though. Like I said, between mine and Max's game, he's not afraid to go for a long shot assassination and hope for the best.
Yeah, that's fair. If you feel like that's what your options are.
Mm-hmm.
Misses for first attack. Going in the highwayman. Toughs. Hates that highwayman. Does not tough.
Kills the Highwayman. Misses the
Misses
Croaks.
Croak. Looks like he's hitting in all the highwaymen, missing the Croaks. Miss again.
So we got a lot of misses. Complete fail on his dice.
Gets rid of that last Croak.
Okay, we got a tough check for the Croak. He
Because they were
dies.
zombified.
So this is the situation that I thought about earlier. You know, now that
Yeah,
Grim's
you're
going to
right.
defeat.
They did not do as well as Brian was probably hoping. Flamebangers can also charge in there too.
But now he has a wave.
And they have
of
sidestep.
Sidestep.
Yeah, so they're
And they
going to
get the
get in
cab
where they
bonus
need
when
to.
they charge.
And light cab, yeah. That's going to be rough right there. It looks
Yeah.
like, I'm guessing Saxon Orc got in there, Pathfinder them as well.
Yeah, it looks like Saxon Pathfinder them as well. So this will probably be the end of the Croak Raiders.
Yeah. Extreme Prejudice was taken in eliminating them. It's like, what does Max do? Does he just set the line of engagement so far back? I mean, I don't... You have to project that threat.
Okay, so... All right, so Brian steps 2 more inches forward into another Croak Raider. Second attack, needing a 7. Another tough check. Toughs it out. Kills.
He just got corroded. He didn't break armor, so anatomical precision kicked in, but the stupid Croak Raider acid blood rule, whatever.
Tough checked.
Yeah.
All right, so Brian is really moving through the models now. I feel that Max is going to try that long shot
You think so?
assassination.
Just go right there for it. Do you think
mean,
he
'cause
charges
he's-
Grim in to get marked for death on Harbinger?
Might. I mean, that's a pretty good idea. I mean, once you feat Mark for Death, then wouldn't the Glacier King ignore the cover? Is that what Mark for Death does? Ignores the cover?
I think Mark for Death lowers your defense by 2 and gets rid of Incorporeal and Stealth.
Gotcha.
You're -2 defense. So
Cross Country gives you Hunter.
okay.
So I thought he could ignore that wall, and I don't know if Brian's calculating that.
Let's see here.
Because, I mean, basically he could try to force some... If he brings Mulg into here, which Brian has these things in martyrdom range, and forces, let's say, 2-3 martyrdoms. So Grim then feats here.
You could throw cross country on the Glacier King. You could throw snipe on it.
Yeah.
Walk out of combat, or maybe have Mulk free you up.
Glacier King walks to here and just boom. Pow!
Because at that point, Harbinger's only going to be defense effective 9. You need 4s to hit.
Yeah.
And he's going to soak one of the shots.
Yep.
But dice -7 on 2 shots, even with boost.
That's why you got to milk the martyrdom, I think. Try to bait Brian into doing it. Because I think losing this right here, what just happened, changes the game state.
Let's see. Brian got down to
54.
54.
I was off.
But he did go. He actually went to go.
Yeah, he went
after Max. It was not a stall play at all.
Nope. So Brian just made the comment that he feels like he's in a very bad position.
I think
he's a little nervous. Let's see what Max pulls out here. Because it looks like there's some free Croak Raiders in here. No, wait a minute, these are daughters. Never mind, those are daughter. Croak Raiders are
Can we zoom in on
jammed
that?
up.
Let's see what we're looking at here. This is a Witch Dock Croc.
Okay, so how many Croaks? So there's a Croak Raider there, a Croak Raider here in combat,
you got 3
a Croak Raider here,
in combat as well.
Here, and here. So if he does as I predicted, and he frees them. Oh, and there's one here. That one's dangerous.
Nassia's got him
Nassia's
locked
got
down.
him.
Yeah,
though.
that's rough.
So if he does what I predicted, and he uses these guys to aim feet with Grim and free this line to where these Croaks can come forward, drifting oil on her, maybe even targeting the Covenant with oil.
You'd have to get rid of Nassia first.
That's true. She's got a big wall.
She's got reach. That's
that could
stop a lot of shots.
That could potentially be the bait that he
might
needs
be
for
your
the martyr.
bait, and then you go for the Glacier King. You fool with the Croak Raiders, and then bam, Glacier King comes.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy to sit here and analyze all that with a telestrator from a top-down view.
Sure.
Let's see if Max is looking at any of that.
I think Max is going to go for a big attrition play. That's just my gut here. I think he's going to feat so he can alpha twice and then just shave, because Harbinger's not going for the scenario right now.
No.
I think that's probably the safest play.
Sure. Do you feel like that would be the best play, though?
Best? I mean, if you can feat deep enough. So if Grim...
Maybe you feet see what your highwaymen do and then shift gears based on the attrition rate.
That's Braylon. That's okay. So here we go. The troll guy is starting to shoot here. Lucky reroll hits. Okay, so here's one martyrdom.
1 damage.
Okay, same guy shoots again.
No damage.
No damage.
That was a dice off 6 shot. That sucks, man. You want to milk out that martyr. I say if Harvey gets down to about 10 life, I would potentially go for that Glacier King assassination.
Your dice off 7, so you're averaging 3 to 4 per gunshot. I mean, if you can get 4, 4, and 3, and she's at half life, you win.
Well, you have the devout in range, so you have to
milk one of the attacks. So you got to bank on 2 of them at dice off 7. Not the best bet.
But I feel like it'd be a better odds than trying to out attrition this Harbinger list.
But then you put her in a position where she can't martyr.
That's true. And you might not even be giving up your Glacier King because he's not getting any charges on you.
So what if he activates Grim first and shoots a Harbinger?
Well, then we're losing Mark for Death.
Potentially. So a lot of thinking going on once again against Harbinger. We've got a 5-minute clock difference. Not horrible.
I feel like Max needs to really take his time on this turn and make sure he does what he needs to do, though.
He's sniping the Glacier King.
He might be going for it. He's pushing
Grim. This is curious.
He might be going for that Mark for Death, man.
I think he's going for it. Grim is
got
moving
pushed around.
Okay. She's just getting a little bit of better board position.
Oh, man. I think he's going for it. Oh, Glacier King's going, so nope. Something else.
Oh, he's going to shave. Okay. So he's targeting the Avenger in the back. He's going to try to shave his threats. So he's going to try to kill the back 3, I think, with
Which
the
is
Glacier
a smart
King.
play.
Yeah, absolutely.
You kill the guys who can't charge you. I think a lot of people might panic. Oh, the guys in my face are the ones I need to deal with. Like, shoot the cab that haven't charged yet.
Mm-hmm. So if he kills 1 to 2 of these guys, back here.
There goes one.
And then Mulg gets this done.
And then feet, you might be in a good spot.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know, maybe he can change the tide because he's going to outflame twice.
All right, no long shot assassination. I'm kind of disappointed.
I know, I am too. I love it, you know.
It was the wrong play. It was the wrong play, but I wanted to see it.
It was definitely the wrong play. Okay, so we got another Avenger hit, and we're boosting the hit there. Damage. One more Avenger down. It's a good play here.
Yeah,
Smart
not bad
moves.
at all.
So we're checking for angry Seneschals.
We're determining that he was out.
Okay, so he is not in, so no angry Seneschals. So we're taking a lot of time. He's thinking about his turn. I don't know exactly what he's going to get into here.
Yeah, he's definitely, I think he's going to start to pull away the clock this turn, Brian is.
Yeah.
But
is it going to be enough to where Max can't just kill
Sure.
and have enough on him?
I think Max is doing the right thing. He's taking his time. He's making sure he's putting stuff.
Okay, so here's
where it needs
Grim.
to be.
He's okay.
We're feeding.
He's going to do what I thought. He's going to try to shave off this jam.
I'm curious to see if we're going to see a Mark for Death go on those daughters.
Most likely, because does it ignore concealment, Grim? With his alchemical goggles?
I believe so.
So if he marks for death these guys, that's a 5-point defensive sway.
True sight.
Okay, so true sight.
So he ignores camouflage, concealment, and stealth.
So yeah, he would ignore that camouflage on those daughter cav.
The concealment, yeah, from the.
And is it a range 8 spells or 10?
I believe Mark for Death is a range 8.
So yeah, this is really close to 8.
Mark for Death, such a good spell.
Okay, so they're going to check some line of sight here, see what Grim can and cannot see.
Looks like he's got that daughter.
Well, she's a larger base model. He can see her regardless.
Yeah. He might have been going. He's
actually doing the daughters.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought, because those are the ones that are engaged, are the ones that are going to get the in melee pennant benefit.
Okay, so here we go. Those daughters are probably going to evaporate right now.
Let's see. Let's see if he nails the Mark for Death.
He did. He
did? Okay,
yeah,
he already hit it.
So I think, here soon.
Down to defense 10.
These guys right here are going to aim, and you're just going to see this evaporate.
And you still got the 5 croaks down there.
Yeah, you still got all the croaks here. So if these 5 Croaks then shave this, and they're feeded on, you still have another round of shooting against those guys.
He just shot at Ayana with Grim, and Holt missed his quick draw return fire.
Ooh. So martyrdom had happened.
So he got to martyrdom. I wonder if Max was thinking martyrdom.
Yeah, because while Iona could harm him next turn and Holt could pop some shots, I think Grim's camping 2 to 3.
Yeah, I don't foresee a
Did you
assassination
say,
coming.
Oh, he
way.
has an Axer in this list. He just rushed Mulg.
He's trampling into the errants, potentially?
Okay, yeah.
Or he might be trampling over
Axer.
Nicaea to get to the daughter cav.
Oh, that'd
What's-
be... Yep, there we go. He's going to try to dig in deep, kill 3 or 4 models.
You got to think there's not a lot over there that's really going to threaten
Mulg at all.
Yeah. Especially with the +2 armor from the stone.
And Mulg will then be contesting this right here.
Correct. Smart play, Mr. Max. Never
So
claimed
Mulg
to
is
be a
at-
Trollwood player.
So Mulg is the actual proxy base right here.
Correct.
So we're looking at probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in his melee range, but he's under awe now. So things start slowing down a bit. Boosting the hit Nicaea. She will probably...
Just outside of
she's
martyrdom.
dead. Outside martyrdom range.
That's a really good pick for Max. Getting to see off the board when you're playing against Harbinger is huge.
Yeah.
That lady does so much work. You want to see a 3-point model walk through 15 points in a game.
Yeah. Okay. So he's going to start peeling away models here.
That's a Rovin Honor Guard that just got killed. It looks like he's going
Next
after
one is
the other
dead
one.
now too. And he's not going to martyr these guys.
I think that might be a wise move.
I agree.
He's going after Holt. Oh, he trampled. I think they're checking.
Yep. There's make sure the
So he's adjusting the facing the proxy base to the direction of the trample.
Okay, so just to make sure he can swing on Holt by making sure the proxy base is facing the correct way.
Mm-hmm. And that gets the quick draw off the table, potentially save Ayana in the future. He missed the shot.
Yeah.
Missed the swing.
I think he's okay in this game. I was a little worried early game, but I think he's going to make a nice comeback.
I think it's going to come. Let's see what happens with those daughters, especially that daughter Cav.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's a good point. The Highwaymen are going to take a lot of time to activate.
Yeah, I don't think Max is
But
playing
I think
a long game here.
41 minutes. If he kills enough, 41 minutes is enough to, especially if you're going to alpha again, to
Sure.
do it again.
I think Max is looking to cripple Brian enough to the point where he's just going to uncontestably walk on a flag somewhere or push Harbinger into a position where he can kill her.
Yeah.
He's looking to finish this game at some point.
So the Crow Crate is at the top of the screen are activating and shooting away.
I'm assuming I didn't see it, but they must have gotten the Zombify action.
Okay, so Max shot the Seneschal and killed him in one hit. He is not knocked down due to Gravis, and he is at 0 health. But now I think Max did it a little backwards.
Yep.
Because now he's going to heal the Seneschal back to full
Yeah.
health, basically.
He just cursed his choice of target priority a
So
second
we got
ago.
an advancing Highwayman. 2 of them.
And don't forget, they can also shoot into melee effectively.
Yeah, they're gunfighters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good ability.
Especially when the target unit's -5 defense.
So they're Rat 10.
Effectively, yeah.
I think that hits a lot of daughters.
Yeah, they do all right, especially when you get 2 cracks at it each go around. Yeah, gunfighters. Man, that was a interesting release for Trollbloods.
Yeah, a lot of they were very frowned upon at first.
Yeah, I think especially in the post errata of Trolls, where their go-to The EE list got changed up.
Yeah.
Warders got changed up. You're going to see a lot more lists involving
Well,
Highwaymen.
I'm seeing a lot more Grim now all of a sudden.
I think
So-
Grimm's going to be one of their go-to competitive casters too.
Yeah. Well, he's been so good since he came out, But now with these extra releases of the Croak Raiders,
Sure.
I mean, he's just really swaying the game in his favor for 2 turns.
Mm-hmm.
I was really worried about that matchup with the Axis Theme Force just due to him being able to kill so many models 2 turns in a row.
It looks like Daughters passed their command check.
Uh-huh. I don't think he's done shooting yet, though.
No.
Okay. Pops him with an 8. Pal 10 kills the daughter.
Ooh.
Swift Hunter.
Yeah, it's Swift Huntering.
Oh, they're CRAing.
Yep. Four damage.
Okay, so 4 points to the daughter Cav.
She's corroded.
Yeah, she is corroded. So yeah, it looks like he's just going to try to simply just continue to shave away the infantry, maybe win the war due to defeat,
And then you get another crack at it.
and then you get another shot at it.
I think he's got to target those Daughter Cav with everything he has, because even with the -3 defense, they're still deadly.
Yeah.
They're still going to be able to do work. Because they're so fast, they have sidestep. As long as they can touch one model,
They're in you.
yeah, they're bouncing around.
It looks like there's still 4
Yeah,
alive.
and there's 12 attacks coming your way.
Yeah.
12 attacks.
That's obnoxious.
Yeah, those things are gross.
Okay, so looks like he's going to get one more daughter.
2 damage
so
to
2
that
more
daughter.
damage. Doesn't quite get it done.
Maybe you advance the Croaks up and use their combined melee to try and get some damage.
Oh, they have gang.
Yeah. Not combined melee, gang, yeah. It still puts them at a piddly POW 10, I believe, but
Yeah. So the back line now is going to fire. Okay, so here's another shot at the daughter, second row back. So shooting at this one right here. Looking for an 8 to kill it. Got her.
yeah,
So
another
it looks
shot
like he
where
has
that
just
would
like
come from.
1 or 2 left to shoot.
That can be a hard unit to keep track of when you have 10 guys, all
Yeah.
with 2 shots, and people are CRAing with each other and then bouncing
Yeah,
around.
exactly.
I've seen a lot of people mistakenly go back to guys they've already
Yeah.
shot, or miss people they haven't
Yeah,
shot
Max
with.
accidentally did that against me. He was
Yeah.
like, which one did I do? I was like, I was thinking it's this one, this.
Yeah.
Let's mark them from here on
Yeah.
out,
Hence, that's a big time unit. As Clint was saying earlier, it's a unit that takes a lot of time to activate,
Yeah, I mean,
especially when you're marking guys. And it's 20
36 to
shots.
54, we're looking at a 20-minute difference all of a sudden.
Yep.
Now, will that be a factor come late game? Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Max is doing a good job of doing a lot of damage.
He's killing enough, but the Harbinger just can't cross that wall, so her martyrdom line is only here-ish. So she comes over the wall here. Mulg is now here for this. The King's guns are here.
Yeah, she's not
And
advancing past the wall.
With Rush, he probably threatens right about here.
Yeah.
So I don't think she can come over the wall.
We're watching that Croak Raider unit go.
Yeah, Croaks are going now. Dice off
See if
5
we
on
can't
the
knock
daughter.
that last damage off.
Finishes off
Sure
that
does.
daughter. Nicely done.
Uh,
Daughter Cav passes its command check. We're
Yep.
down to 2.
yeah, that's a lot better situation for Max than 4.
Yes.
He's got some aiming Croaks going, so let's see if he finishes off that unit
Yeah.
or maybe tries to go somewhere else. Going into the daughters.
Yep. So the Croak Raiders. Croak Raiders catch a daughter Cav on fire.
No damage.
Looking good for Max all of a sudden. Looking real good. Kills that daughter.
He's checking engage. Maybe Max was not thinking the proxy base. Looks like
All right,
he
so
is engaged.
Mulg is engaging her,
That's a
which
hard
is
shot. Defense 17, aim croak. You're looking at a 9.
So we're looking at 9s that hit this daughter. No.
That's not going to do it.
Hit Mulg. So we got a big randomization here.
Misses the daughter.
That's such a crazy rule.
Yeah.
Everybody that Mulg's in combat with, and
It's the only thing that keeps me alive in PK games. Because they run out of time on their turn. They let us engage everything. Okay, shoot my raiders. We have to randomize all of this. It's on your clock.
Maxie's going slow. Really in the tank this turn.
He is.
Because chances are he's going to have another tank turn next turn.
He said hopefully he can get it down to where his turns will be very quick late game, and he's actually going to start making moves to finish the game out.
Yeah.
I like how we're all rooting for Max now.
Not necessarily rooting for
Max.
Max.
I know, it feels like it. Clint is, and the troll blood player that he is.
I think it's a really tough matchup for Brian. There's just so many guns, and the feet
that's
breaks.
what you were saying. But he did such a good job of just trivially killing the croaks.
Yeah.
I was actually really impressed with how easy it was.
Guns.
Yeah. You should be rooting for Max. You don't want Brian to catch you in the Iron Gauntlet, right?
That's true. But Brian's a good friend. I only met Max a couple times.
Kidding.
And plus, I really appreciate how Brian plays. He's such a
nobody has anything bad to say about the guy.
Such a clean, friendly
Except
player.
They constantly get their ass beat by him. Other than that, in the nicest way possible.
In the words of Dickie V, he's a PTP player, primetime player.
You wanted to get that out. So
I did.
Bad,
I had to get that in there somewhere. Speaking of the NCAA tournament, I'm missing the NCAA tournament because of this.
Uh-oh.
All right, I'm out. No, I'm joking.
There'll be enough March Madness.
There will be.
Down.
Okay, so Brian, the clock has been shipped over.
All right, let's see what Brian does.
Brian is thinking the turn out now.
He lost a lot of models that turn.
Yeah. So it looks like I think Grim is... So 12 inches is probably about there-ish. So basically everything that's threatening right... Oh, we put the wall out too. Bingo.
Yep.
So between the wall, this is a safe bet for Grim.
I don't think Grim is in danger at all this turn. I can't
either.
see any way that Brian's going to pull off an assassination. You got the guns from Holt. They're just not enough.
Yeah,
there's no way that maybe the daughter could sidestep her way to Grim, potentially, with Pathfinder.
-3 speed. What does that turn him down to, a 5, though?
5, yeah.
And plus it's engaged with Mulg.
That's true. You are engaged with Mulg, so that's probably puts a kaput on that.
Okay, so we got I think that is a dead whelp.
It looks like they are interrupting their move to make attacks. He attacked a whelp, killed a whelp.
Yeah, ride-by
attacks. There we go.
Okay, so we get a Croak Raider down with a ride-by attack. So he's got the Avengers are repositioning again.
Looks like he's setting up for the charge again.
Yeah, but it seems that the King has seemed to be, while I'm not getting real value out of the night, what is the King, 18 points?
I believe so.
Not real value out of him, but it is enough to where he's not going to get beat up on a charge.
Correct. I'm curious to see what he does with those errants.
Well, they're not going to do much. I mean, they're going to shoot at Croaks.
Yep. I wanted to see if he shifts them more towards the middle of the board, jams up, and shoots kind of towards the bottom where everything's going really bad to clear that area up a little bit more.
Okay.
Does he go into the stone? That seems to be the stuff that's kind of in range there.
Yeah.
I mean, Brian's still got a lot of shooting on his side of the board.
Absolutely. So it looks like It looks like he's getting ready to activate these guys. He just shot with this Seneschal. So, yeah, the errants are now going to go.
Yeah, this is, I think, going to be a key activation for him this turn.
So, a 2-inch movement, though.
That's rough.
It was pretty funny. He feeded on my inverter. I was like, okay, I'm going to run. He was like, you run 2 inches. I was like, well, all right then. I'll run 2 inches. It's crazy that it's -3 speed and not -3 movement, you know? It's such a good feat.
It is good, man. It's one of the best feats in Trolls.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of control feats, and that's a damn good one.
Okay. So we're just clarifying who's in the feat and who's not in the feat.
Seems like the very back guy was out.
I was pretty close. So this line here is not in. This is all out of the feat behind that line.
Okay. So he's still going to get...
Oh, he's going to get a lot of gunshots deep.
We'll see. Where should they go? That's what I'm curious to see what his targets are.
So it looks like there's... His best targets, obviously, are, like you were saying, these guys and these lonely Croak Raiders right in here.
He made sure to get the Seneschal first, get the command range, so he get the Hunter.
Yep, Croak on the hill. Here we go.
He got one on the hill, misses.
Misses, yeah.
So the rest of it, that's going to be a little bit of a hard shot.
Yeah.
Shooting the officer into it first.
Miss
he needs
again.
an 8, misses.
Brian's dice.
He hits. There you go. The hard shot makes it.
Yep.
A hard 9.
Tough check. Nope.
Not a tough.
So he's got 4 more aiming errants and 2 errants that aren't aiming.
Going into the Krillstone. That's what I was curious. Would you shift gears, start going after that unit? Because you're really not getting value shooting at the Axer or the Glacier
you dice
King.
off 8.
Yeah, no.
I don't dice off 10 because of the stone.
Yeah. We're talking about who had shot yet or not.
Yep. So we got self-sight going on.
It looks like Brian's trying to just get rid of the stone, and he might be able to do it.
Nope, doesn't kill. Still shooting at the stone.
Going into Janissa with this shot.
This isn't a very high-value target either. You know, the armor's high enough on Janissa.
Correct.
Oh, nice roll, though.
4
4
damage
into Janissa. I was wrong.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, dice are being rolled, right?
Yeah. She dies.
Wow.
I don't-
Some lucky rolls there.
Yeah, I don't think... I think the Krillstone was out of range. So he was just taking the shot on Janissa at what he could. And hell, you pick it up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Going into Braylon with this shot, and she'd already taken some damage previously, too.
Yep.
Ooh,
So
double
boxcar is
6s.
it. No damage.
No damage.
And dice off 7 again. No damage.
No damage. Couldn't quite get lucky with both of the super Troll Blood solos.
Yeah.
Couldn't kill the Wonder Chicks.
So the daughters have mold to deal with, oddly enough.
Good luck.
Oh, so the Seneschal is gone.
The Seneschal did end up dying.
Yep.
Max didn't kill anybody else over there. They just realized that. The finger of God pointed out, by the way, you're dead. Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot I died.
Let's see. So we have 1 full unit, Croak Raider unit, finished off.
And the other one looks like,
now.
I think we counted 5 left.
I think 5, maybe 6 max.
It looks
1,
like
2,
5.
3, 4. I'm seeing 5 as well.
Yeah. He is running with the daughter, and he's told Max that he's going to crit. He knows he's going to crit because he can martyrdom through the free strike. But if he gets crit, he gets knocked down with the crit smite.
So here we go.
He needs a 5 to hit, but the crit is what he needs.
Okay, so
Hit,
we got
no
a
crit.
and a martyr. Okay, so
Looks like 2 damage.
yep. Little taking advantage of martyr there, running out of combat.
Yeah,
and then,
it's such a good rule.
Once
looking to
again,
jam.
engage the Croak Raiders.
You're not going to.
terror
dirge.
checks.
Double terror checks.
Oh.
That was
a clever play by
Yeah,
Brian, just
yeah.
trying to tilt the tides again.
Sure. If either one of the Croaks breaking would not be so big of a deal as long as you can keep the Witchdock Croc alive.
Yeah.
The Highwayman breaking would
But
be
you
a
could
problem.
then zombify the.
I think it's only minion. Oh no, you can zombify Highwayman.
You can zombify the Highwayman,
That's
so
fair.
it wasn't that big of a deal.
No. If you break
But just-
both, that'd be a problem.
Yeah,
I think Brian's just trying to get what he can
absolutely.
because the daughter is not going to do anything to Mulg.
I think this is a big problem.
That was a smart play. I did not see that coming at all, to be honest.
I think this is a big problem.
It was a fantastic positioning of
Mulg
Mulg.
being right
He's in
there.
threat range. There's nothing he can do to get Mulg off Harbinger.
Yeah.
At this point.
I mean, you trample, you buy, you boost. I mean, she's an 18 over the wall. You're 7. You need 11.
That's
But
the
I mean,
issue.
you crank damage.
I imagine Harbinger's going to hold on to a lot of focus this turn,
Well,
or back off.
She's already taken, I think, around 5 or 6 points of damage. So Mulg doesn't need to crank that much. So what can you get Mulg to in this list? Power 20?
I think. Because you
Stone-
don't have
it's-
the
it's
enrage.
just-
You
it's
just have
just
the
stone.
+1 from the stone.
Yeah, is he base 19?
I don't know. Let's look it up. Base 19.
So base 19, so it'd be. Brian's creating his bunker.
Yeah, he's going to stop the trample
Yep.
lanes. And of course, he's going to martyrdom anything that gets anywhere near. He also has a
Exactly.
devout that I don't know if the devout's activated yet, but maybe it'll move forward, block those trample lanes.
I imagine the Devout will be. Well, it's got to stay in shield guard range, so it probably snuggle up here.
Yeah,
Maybe move Harbinger to here.
yeah, I think that's
Keep
what we're
that
looking
2
at.
inches.
And Vilman too.
Yeah.
He's very cautious and careful about placing Harbinger in positions that are forward and can affect the game with awe and this kind of stuff, martyrdom, but also building that bunker of models around to safely
Yes.
protect her.
Yeah.
Still the guns, though, man. The guns are always a thing in this list.
Absolutely.
Grimm's in range, Mountain King's in range, and there's nothing on the board that can screen her anything
Yeah.
as far as line of sight blocking.
Snake Eyes by Brian. Man, his dice have gone south.
We
He
get
gets
a
one
croak off the
Raider.
board by Holt. Rovin is running. Expect to see him jam into the infantry. Oh, nope. It's on the other side of the flag. Contesting.
Yeah, I don't think he can go very far. I think he was in the feet.
Oh, that's true.
Yep, and once we thought, well, just what we thought. The Devout's just snuggling in to prevent Mulg from getting in there.
Maybe Mole kills the Devout, and then you take some shots at Harvey.
Oh, so we got a heal. 1
Heals
point.
for 1.
So she's got 13 health.
No, it looks like Mulga is can be a super happy guy there, just beating up all those solos.
So I think now that Brian's positioned himself this way, the clock for Max starts becoming the enemy.
That's probably
Because
the
Max
case.
Max
He
is
has to
going
have
to
another explosive turn.
well, he's going to try to, and that's
Yeah.
I think is what it's going to cost him. Because once again, there are no scenario points scored. She's not going to give up one of these guys
No.
to let this score. She's not going to give this up. So, I think now that the game state is like this, there's going to be 0 points scored this game.
She's a caster that always has that option.
Yeah.
I'm just going to bunker down on the board and not let anything happen.
Yeah. So, what do you think about this play? All of a sudden, let's say this Axer, this Impaler, whatever this is, kills this model, comes into this area here, and this king starts making this move. You know, the king starts making this kind of positioning. You know, because once you get in this deep, these guys aren't threatening to the king because the charge distance becomes less.
Sure, you are going to lose some, and also you're going to have your potentially your knockdown animus.
Yeah.
Granted, you have the book and Gravis, so you
Just
have to remove those
purification.
first. That's true. Oh, purification. Never mind. None of that works.
No, the animus is going to be irrelevant. Axer passes his... Oh, he frenzies.
We're trying to determine where our frenzy target is for the Axer.
So they're checking line of sight here.
Swing on the Krillstone. I think I'd rather lose one more Krillstone Bear than put damage on my Glacier King.
Yeah. Okay, so now that frenzy check is over.
Oh, he didn't have anybody in martyrdom range or sack range.
Yeah.
So that would have been tragic if he had lost all his fury.
So let's see. I don't really know how Max is going to approach it this turn.
Yeah.
I'd like to see an aggressive move here, just to dig that Glacier King in.
Mm-hmm. Max is asking the defense of the daughter cab that's tying up 3 of his models down there. Defense
yeah, she's kind of
15.
clogging things up now.
Yeah, that's
defense
a problem.
15.
I'd expect to see a couple highwaymen move in and try and CRA her off the board.
Yeah, they can't CRA into melee.
I believe they have Gunfighter.
So if they walk into combat?
Yeah, they walk into combat and do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that rule. I don't know how it works. He just did it last turn, so hopefully it does work.
I think it does.
Nope, Glacier King again. Going to try to just shave. Oh, he's punching this. Oh,
punching.
That seems like a big waste of activation.
Just going for that attrition play.
Yeah.
His next 2 turns have to be quick.
Oh, here comes a martyr, though.
He did 4 damage to it.
Yep. All right.
And he's going to let it go.
Okay.
They were checking, I think, the Gravis range for stationary.
Ah, there we go. So what are we activating here?
Looks like the Impaler.
Impaler, okay. So he's probably going to shoot that other Cav member.
I think he's just trying to get rid of the threats to the Glacier King.
Yep, there we go.
You're going to take a bunch of errant charges next turn, potentially.
Minimum damage.
Yeah.
POW 9s. Less Iona probably harm, so POW 11s.
Yeah. Or he might go after the stone still.
Sure.
Especially with Holt.
Yeah.
Three damage. Not enough to kill. That's kind of disappointing. Especially since it looked like he was out of martyrdom range.
Right. So we've got errants left here.
That's going to be the big issue left is those errants.
Well,
you still got all those
1, 2,
super
3,
solos
4,
in the middle
5,
too.
6, 7. Oh yeah, I guess all the super solos are mixed in.
Mulk should do a lot of work against those guys this turn though.
Wow.
And you're going to see those highwaymen advance into melee.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the Croaks activating.
Okay. So we're looking for 8s.
I'm surprised he went with the Croaks first.
No, we got a
hit
hit
with the first one. Looking for a 10 to kill. No damage. Hits again with an 8.
Champion it.
3 damage.
Kills her.
Oh, he killed her.
Unjams it. Oh boy. So now what?
Oh man. And the highwaymen are going to get in there and take some good shots.
Well,
and Braylon's still up.
They're only range 8. So
I mean, they're still in. I think they're still in a good position to do some decent damage.
yeah, I think it might be turn to run them though.
Maybe
because Mulg's here engaging everything, so all their targets are
That's
engaged.
True. Going into the Devout, not a bad choice. Not engaged. So only thing you can really see.
3 points on him.
Doesn't hurt to set Jax on fire and start chipping damage on him too.
Yeah, and the Devout doesn't have a huge amount of boxes.
No. And there's always that potential you knock out its shield or something along the line.
Yeah.
You make it easy to kill later on down the road.
So now how is Brian going to react to these final 4 Croak Raiders that are right here?
I don't know, man. I think at this point they're not your biggest worry.
Yeah.
I would be worried about what am I going to do to deal with that Glacier King. Also, Mulg. Mulg's your biggest problem right now.
That's true. Because what are these models here? That's Rupert, Saxon.
There should be a Roven back there somewhere. He's by the flag.
Roven's here. I think the Honor Guard are already gone.
You've got Vilman standing in behind the Devout. It looks like
so here's Vilmon.
the
There's
Hierophant.
Iona.
I mean, Vilman's your only real heavy hitter over there, and Roven.
Roven's not a weapon master. It's the Honor Guard.
That's right.
So really the only thing threatening Mulg right here is this Devout and that. That's a problem.
And that's not going to happen in one turn.
No. So I think Brian will probably play the Martyrdom game right here.
Yeah.
This will be his Martyrdom game. He'll let this stuff kind of go. He'll keep one alive. So we get a snipe from Grim on himself. Still trying to shave.
So we're going to get that cab out of here.
But look at this. Look right here, guys.
Yeah, that's the game right now. They're playing 2 different games.
Yeah.
Max is playing War Machine. Brian's playing Clock Machine.
Yep. This.
But he's bringing an army that's purposefully designed to succeed in that arena, though.
That is a problem. That's a real problem. Max may end up with one of these. Max may end up with this here soon because of this.
Masterful artwork with its illustrator, sir.
If Max doesn't speed up, this is what his face is going to look like soon because of this disparity.
And he's still got that Highwayman activation.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to shave probably 5 minutes of his time. Maybe he'll be... Oh, no, he lets him go.
Good. There's no point, because you can't really combine into melee anyway.
Yeah.
So you're just going to miss. You're just going to be wasting a ton of shots.
Yeah.
Trying to bounce them into stuff. It's not worth it.
Okay, so we got Mulg left to activate, I think.
I'm curious to see where he places Mulg's attacks into.
He left Mulg alone. I think he forgot about him.
Uh-oh. Are you kidding? Max. He just realized it. Oh, Max.
Yeah.
That hurts.
At least make her martyr some.
It's because of the proxy base.
I do it all the time, too. So Brian's asking about how many boxes he has.
Oh, man, that hurts, man.
Okay, so Brian's weighing out his options now. Can he kill Mulg with what he has there? It's a pretty tight quarters. Once again, this right here is the serious threat to Mulg, and it's not even serious.
Yeah, Vilman, I mean...
She's going to harm him.
You never know what's going to happen with the Weapon Master dice roll.
Well, it's going to be a PAL 17 if she harms him.
That hurts. And then the Devout, you give him focus, have him go in, boost him attacks.
He doesn't have a choir, though. No choir.
He goes PAL 13.
Base PAL 12,
Is that what it is? So
it's a 12 or a 13. It's not real big. And he's
I'm not sure you throw your Devout in there to get killed by Mulg. You don't want to lose your shield guard.
Yeah, so here goes Iona.
He blocked line of sight to Holt, so he could
Holt
shoot
can
out.
Shoot.
Clever play.
So we're starting to shave Highwayman. Tough check, miss, fails.
Going to the back model.
And gets a kill there, no tough.
When you can martyrdom Holt, it's not fair.
Okay, so the Toads, the Croak Raiders are tough.
Okay. You're zombified.
Yeah. So I think he's trying to keep him around just in case he needs to try assassination. Because, I mean, I think
You get Harbinger on fire, and she does not like that.
because if this guy lives, comes into here, throws an oil in this area, and this guy aims and snipes,
I mean, it's a long bomb, but
it's
heck,
a long bomb. So
especially if you can get a mark for death off too, maybe.
yeah. So I'm just curious as to what.
And I believe cross country is model unit.
Okay, so the daughters are going to charge.
Might be friendly faction though. Let's see.
All right, so the daughters are going to come into.
Okay, that's going to end the Croaks. Forgetting that Mulg, man.
He just made the comment that he doesn't think he can kill him.
Still.
Okay, so he's starting to dig in on the krill stone now.
Charging Braylon. That's not good.
So Brian just making a lot of charges right now. Looks like he's just trying to shave off the infantry with his daughters.
Mm-hmm. Auto
Tough
point.
check on the stone. Toughed it out. Nope, sacks it.
Braylon goes down.
Braylon goes down.
That's not a good one for Max.
So let's see if Brian can turn the tides. I think he has potential this turn. It's just, once again, Mulg is a huge problem.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, he's going to go for a clock play.
I think so too. There's no reason not to.
Because he can't come over the wall.
Nope. And he can bunker pretty well against Mulg.
I think Brian will take these existing errants and go into this in this zone. Oh no. No harm for Mayana. Brian forgot.
Seeing some big mistakes from both players.
Yeah, definitely. That's a big one there.
I would take my Mulg activation back for that harm though.
Yeah, probably so, because you force the martyrdoms, just pound on Ayana.
Mm-hmm. Another dirge. They're
Success. Command check passes.
good. And he toughed on the Croak.
Tough on the Croak Reader, okay.
Rowan did his wumping stick.
This is definitely a slugfest. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see a clear victor yet.
No. It's hard to tell because Max has these, a lot invested in these two models between Mulg and the Glacier King.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it doesn't look like he has a lot on the board, he's still, points-wise, we're very similar right now.
Yeah. So here we go. We've got charging errants.
In fact, I think
Trying to
points-wise,
gum up
Max might be up.
the War Beast, crashing into the Glacier King.
You have to be careful you don't set up a good trample.
It's always so tough to trample with a gargantuan.
Yeah, that's true. You rarely see a good one. White's careful enough that he might not let that happen. Well,
And Brian's playing smart. This is how you combat a gargantuan or a colossal.
Yep.
You just put chaff in their way so they can't get through. And you just make them take, low value attacks.
Sure. It's like, I might not be able to kill you, but you're not killing 18 points worth of stuff.
Exactly.
You're going to be a paperweight in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Stormwalls, on the other hand.
Nine to the 5 on the Impaler, I believe. That's a good hit.
Yeah, that hurts.
Wow, he's rolling really well in the damage rolls.
Misses.
There's some good rolls, though.
Yeah, that was not bad. Paler's still up, though. Looks like he's trying to keep awe range.
Yeah.
Make sure that the Impaler can't free people up.
Okay, so he's got... Looking at all, I think. Brian makes the comment he doesn't want to risk getting any closer with a Harbinger. She heals. She's back up to 15 health. She's very healthy still. Not really in danger.
Yep. I don't think Brian martyred at all except for the one daughter last turn.
Yeah.
Crusader's Call.
So what is...
Maybe
what
a
is
free
she
charge
gonna
from the
send-
Devout. I'm not sure.
What's she going to send in at Crusader's Call?
Yeah, I'm confused by that one too. I mean, obviously he's thinking of something.
What's left to activate? Nope, she moves over a little bit. Okay. Okay. So who is that right there?
Matt 8, it's got to be...
Okay, so that's Gravis.
Okay.
That's Gravis.
He's going to try and finish off the Impaler.
Yeah.
5 damage.
It's a good play. It's time for Gravis to get his hands dirty.
He's been collecting those sweet, sweet Minoth souls.
Yeah. All right, so Snipe is now gone.
That is a huge deal for Harbinger.
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. That trample's there. Look at it.
Yeah, I think so. I think with a rush, you could probably you might be able to place the back of the base here-ish and land.
And then you can just pressure.
And
'cause
then
Errands
the
can't
pressure
charge.
is on.
Errands are done with the charging.
Yeah. It'd be a strong play.
And certainly it'd be what you need to do when you're down 10 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, because what is the Harbinger going to do then?
Or
I guess
Killbox herself?
give away 2 points.
I don't know. Maybe Flyby try and get behind the woods.
So he's speed 5. He goes 8. So a 10-inch.
I think he could clear that easily with 10 inches.
The question is this point to that point right there 5 inches to get the back side of his base here?
I think that's easy. Easy money. When you consider that 10 inches from the Harbinger to where the Impaler was, based on the screen position.
Good call.
Yeah. So.
I think it's there. Will Max see it though?
Yeah.
Or attempt it.
He seems like he's very focused on shooting with the Glacier King. So.
Yeah.
Well, he did a punch last turn on the pony,
Yeah.
so.
They would put an extreme amount of pressure on him. So yeah, there could be a lot of pressure put on here. So yeah, if Mulg tramples here, but I imagine Vilmon Devout's going there.
Yeah.
And then he
Let's
tramples.
see where Vilman and Devout go.
And if he tramples here, you're going to get a lot of pressure.
At the
on
very
her.
least, you can look at start scoring on his point.
Yeah.
Looks like Vilman's
Because
going there.
if this play is available and happens, okay, so that trample is gone now. I don't know if you got
You might be able to sneak into the left of the
that
Devout.
angle. That angle there's maybe there
Could you go to the left of the Devout?
in between the two.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Or maybe clip Vilman. I'm not sure. You don't want to take that free strike.
No, you don't. You don't want Vilmon's free strike.
Let's see what Max does. I'm really curious.
Yeah.
This is good.
I think Brian's put himself in a good position to win on clock.
I
Now
agree.
the time is a lot closer.
But we're going into Max's turn now. Yeah. So it's that clock thing is hard to, he's down and going into a turn. So maybe he's only going to come out of this turn with 14 minutes,
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Right.
Let's see.
Here we go into the tank. Let's see what happens with Max.
Come on, Max. Just make it exciting, whatever it is.
Yeah.
He says he's going to go for it.
Uh-oh. He's safe.
All right, checking kill box. Nothing sucks like realizing you walked outside the kill box. Oh.
2 points.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
He's attacking. Oh, come on, Max. Damn.
Oh, man. 18 points just swinging on infantry. Snacks that errant.
Gravis like, I'll have your soul. And Glacier King's like, no, that's going to my belly. Brian realized maybe allowing the Glacier King to snack is not the best plan.
The thing is, though,
You
depending
deny
on
the soul to Gravis anyway, too.
yeah, the thing is, I mean, you're talking 2 to 3 more turns of that Glacier King sitting right there because of the amount of infantry Brian has left. I mean, he's playing that gargantuan so well, so well. Axe are advancing. Looks like he's going to probably do a little Thresher action here.
I mean, he might get a really good Thresher off right now. Maybe he's still looking for that attrition play.
Yeah, he
Get
is.
that clock down to the point where Brian can't fight it anymore and just flip the clock over, score.
Brian's looking for his martyrdoms.
I think you're going to start seeing some.
Well, yeah, he has to stay in the game.
Yeah. You're definitely going to see it on Gravis.
Because while Max has a large volume of attacks left, Brian has minimal models left to attack.
He's got quality attacks.
Yeah. Martyr for 1.
Yep.
Daughter dies.
Missed that other daughter. I mean, that was a quality Thresher. You got, what, 6 models, 5 models in it?
Mm-hmm.
Flying on Gravis.
Hits Gravis
He's
again.
forcing that martyrdom.
Yep. Brian wants Gravis around. He's probably his highest value model right now with all the souls and being a weapon master. Swing on Gravis again. Looks like he's just forcing the martyrdoms. And I think he may be looking at that Mulg play. He's cranking on Gravis to get him, to damage herself.
It's true. Although Brian was rolling really low on that martyrdom.
Yeah.
So it was all 1s and 2s.
Mulg tramples. That's 1 Fury. He buys. That's 2. Boost to hits. That 3.
He's still trying to hit.
You have to boost
defense 18 over that wall.
And you have to boost damage if you hit the hit because you only got 5 Fury.
Yeah. I don't think that's the right go.
No.
I mean, maybe you tire her up. I'm not sure he has that trample line though. I don't think Brian would have left him with that. It's hard to tell from where we're sitting where that pillar is exactly on that obstruction.
Yeah. So it looks like the stones are activating, I believe.
Swinging on the daughter.
Okay, so we got some misses. There's some
Those
generic
are
attacks
daughters.
from the Krills. The Krill stone there. Just trying to maybe take one away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is really just a matter of quality attacks now. Just start trying to kill things. Okay, so Mulg is swinging on their honor guard here. Kills him. He'll boost on Iona, so I foresee some martyrdoms.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. He's already martyred him a bunch this turn.
Yeah.
He did roll low, so that does give you some money in the bank to do it.
Martyrdom. 1.
He's got to get Iona off the table. That's one of the biggest threats to Mulg right now.
Yeah. Martyrdom. Ooh, there's 3.
There's 3.
She's down to 5 health.
5
so is
left.
Grim going to try to go for this?
Well, you've still got the Devout.
Oh, I guess the Devout is probably close enough.
Brian was asked if he wanted to buy him boost, and he said no. We'll max out my last beast. He was talking about he remembered Saxon Orc with the skinning knife can add a fury to a model. I didn't realize he had that rule.
Yeah, he's just like a beast handler.
Okay.
You inflict pain.
That would be cool if we saw 2 games.
And where it came down to that.
Yeah. Although if Maxa got hit by that, I don't think we'd be seeing him playing this one right now.
All right, so Graham's doing a little shuffling here. Looks like he's probably going to try to start shaving things off with his gun.
He might be looking to start scoring on that flag at some point.
Yeah. Okay.
Getting out of range to potentially
He's
cast
gonna
a
mark
spell
for
from the book.
death. He's going to mark for death the daughters, it looks like. So needing a 10.
Hits it on the daughters.
Yeah, daughters are going down now to the highwaymen. Okay, so max down to 17 minutes to Brian's 31. Once again, looking like a strong clock game.
Taking a shot at her daughter. He doesn't have line of sight, direct line of sight, but mark for death allows you to target without direct line of sight. And he picks one up. This is a good one. I really don't know what's going to happen here.
I don't know either. I mean, I want to say that Max has the clear advantage just because the Glacier King is basically undamaged.
But that clock.
Yeah, the clock is a huge issue for him. I mean, he has Mulg and the King. If he would just commit the King instead of worrying...
He's going to have to next turn. There's no other option. Like, he just can't sit there and fiddle around with the errands.
Yeah. So it sounds like...
Although he cleared out a ton of errands that turn.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming, so... Maybe if you can just clear out that whole flank and just take a couple, like, 1 or 2 minute turns late game.
Run, right. Yeah. I think the Axer is still alive, so Rush is still available.
Indeed.
So he can run 12 inches.
I think Gravis is going to try and do some work on that Axer this turn.
Oh, absolutely. So slowly shaving off the daughters now. Passes a command check. So we got some misses in combat.
Need to speed up.
Yeah. The game's really starting to slow down in general. You know, they're just playing this. They're just playing this kind of almost like a cat and mouse game at this point. There needs to be a serious commitment by one. I think by Max. Yeah. In order for Max to take it. Brian's got the clock. I mean, Brian's in a command position with the clock.
But Max, I feel like if you just took the time off the board, played this out, I feel like Max wins. Yeah. Oh.
Let him ride. Okay.
Yep.
Harbinger was at 5 lives. That's enough.
Yep. I don't think Gravis
are loose. The Crow Graders are loose there.
Checking line of sight to devout. No.
Line of sight to devout.
Take a shot on going to open. You can. It's probably previous. Max, don't think about it, bud. Your minute's more precious in that shot.
"13 minutes.
I know. It's hard watching that.
It is hard watching. And just trickle down. Because, I mean, he has no value left. Just pass the clock.
Yeah, pass the clock. That's the best thing you can do.
Because I foresee Brian trying to inflict serious damage and blow.
Sure.
And then being like, go. I mean, he's just going to... Oh, Max just realized. 13 minutes.
Yep.
A little bit of regret sitting in, I think.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully that'll light a fire under him. Good job.
Brian activating, clearing up the board. So the Harbinger is going to have to allocate some focus and commit the Devout. Brian making the joke that he doesn't have the choir to get things done.
He's saying, let's remember to harm this time.
So what's Brian's play? So Brian is looking...
You've got to do something about Mulg.
So Vilmon's obviously come in at PAL 17.
Yes.
That's big. That's a heavy damage. I think he's in the Krillstone right here.
Maybe you try and... I don't know what he's got really
here.
left with the Errant to try and shoot that Krillstone down.
It looks like he has one Errant there, two here.
I guess one Errant's tied up. It's not
this
one's
is
a banner doesn't have the weapon.
Yeah, one's a standard, so there's no attacks here.
So you don't have enough to really get rid of the Krillstone, based on what I'm seeing. I don't know if there's any daughters left. There might be one.
One right here. So Brian has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 models left, including not including Harbinger. 13 models.
Harm barely hits Mulk.
Yeah, Iana's a little nervous about rolling 1 and 3.
He's rolling the melee attacks on Mulg. No damage. Dice off 5. 1 damage.
Mulg's a little angry now.
No damage on the second one.
All right, so here goes Vilmon, I think.
Talking about previous games, I think Saxon's going. He's a weapon master against Warbeast, if I remember correctly.
Yes, he has Dismember.
Yeah. Dice off 7. That's not bad.
That's a good hit.
Ooh, that hurts.
9
damage.
Points. Brian talking a little smack there. Dice off 9. No damage. And it looks like Brian chooses to not add a Fury to him. Maybe he forgot? Not
Potentially. Billman's going.
Double sixes. So what happens? You know what happens with damage when you roll double sixes to hit?
It's not bad.
Ooh, not bad at all.
14 damage. He might get this done here.
Yeah, the Devout might be able to clean it up.
The Devout has to move away from Harvey, though.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Does Harvey move into...
It's dangerous.
Over the wall?
So 5 to
damage.
the 6 on Mold.
That's not good. We're going down. He's got a sliver of life left.
Boosting damage. Mold goes down.
That
is a huge
gut punch.
Huge gut punch. You know, you're now just working with, I think it's time to commit the king.
I guess.
The Harbinger can't come out. There's 4 Croaks left.
It's true. That was a lot of damage you pulled out of his butt from some models that
from some models that you wouldn't think would ever do that much. You know, 17
Vilman,
from Vilmon.
You would expect Vilman to do a one really good hit.
Yeah.
But Saxon Orc laying 9 damage on you.
Right.
Ouch.
So that's a serious turn in the tide. So the errants are activating. So it looks like Brian is...
Brian sounds like he's got some swagger to him now.
He is going to shoot the whelp to cause a frenzy check.
Oh, man.
Brian White coming through in the clutch.
Yep. It's the whelp.
Uh-oh.
So now he's figured out he can't attack the War Beast because it'll pop out another whelp. And I guess Max was relying on that whelp for fury management.
So is he going to leave this whelp alone? Yes. Ah. Two dead croaks, so that the Harbinger might be able to move out now. Because there's nobody within 4.
Mm-hmm.
The scenario play may start happening.
Yep.
What great play.
Yeah, that was
Great play.
a phenomenal turn.
Because now the pressure is on Max big time.
Exactly. Especially if that Glacier King frenzies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're looking at just a hole for sure to climb out of.
So the Glacier King is frenzying next turn.
And I think they just asked if his threshold was 5.
5.
That is not good. Whew. Threshold of 6. 6.
There's a threshold of 6. Okay.
But it's going to be hopefully potentially a 5 once he pulls the Fury off. Oh, man.
That will be the saving grace of this game, is if he does not frenzy.
Oh, yeah.
And commits him. Okay, so here comes Gravis to do a little work.
Gravis is advancing forward, attacking the Krillstone.
Yeah, not going to swing on the beast.
Yeah, be very careful not to pop that whelp out, which is something I think a lot of people would not think of. That's a stone.
So he's working off the stone. Kill the stone again. Nobody to sack to.
That's funny. We were saying if the game goes to time, we'd think it would be Max winning, but now not so sure about that.
Yeah.
After that Mulk play. I'm really surprised he got him down.
I am too.
Dirging Aeon and Holt.
Okay, so what's going to happen here? He's curious about the Harbinger. All right, so the book's going to go deep. He's going to say no spells. There we go. Heals the Harbinger for 1. She has 6 health.
Man.
So she had to allocate focus last turn.
That's true.
So she's down.
Measuring the threat range of the Axer, making sure he's going to keep him out.
Oh.
So is he backing up?
So Brian going through his options here, trying to figure out if the king can get to her.
Apparently he's an inch out, and he was just joking if you don't frenzy with both beasts and manage to push with the axe, push the Axer with the Glacier King. Good job. You win.
Okay, so measuring to make sure that the Axer is not within 12. And the Harbinger heals for 7 and goes to 13.
Oh, man.
So I think Max's play here.
Just walk up with Grim and take a shot? Can you even do that?
At least take a shot. I mean,
no, I don't think he's in range. He doesn't have snipe access anymore.
Well, Grim is here. A 6-inch move is here. Surely that's 12.
I think he's range 13 on the gun.
Grim is 13, yeah.
Yeah, might be.
He's one range longer than his control area.
Yeah.
So Grim's rat 7. She's an 18 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
She
Looks
has
like
no
frenzied.
camp. Dangerous.
Both the beasts went crazy.
What's that?
Both the beasts frenzied.
Ooh.
I think that's your option at this point.
I mean, that's the play. I mean, 13 minutes. Both beasts just frenzied.
You need to roll 14 on 3 dice.
14 on 3 dice. Hail Mary. He did it to me.
Okay, well, there you go. Or you just try and take a really quick turn and see what it looks like next turn.
Potentially. I mean,
Try and maybe just spot remove, grab.
maybe activate the highwaymen down here and make her martyr here and shave some guys off. But just, make it quick.
Yeah. You just don't have time to think.
Max is saying he's not going to get another shot at this. He gets one shot at an 11. So this may get exciting right here.
Yep.
All right, Grim is... No, this is a... this is the croc.
Which dot croc?
Hits and kills the daughter. Daughters fail. Okay. So this is... I'm curious to see what Max does here. I mean, he's got to
I think maybe what you do is you activate your highwaymen, you shoot into the scrumble of solos, see what happens.
Yeah.
If you get a quality activation, maybe you don't commit Grim to the do or die play.
But is it now that Grim's there? Is he do or die right now? I mean, what's threatening him here? If the highwaymen move into this area, and Grim goes to here, they're not gonna get. You have to break that wall with this many models.
So Gravis just ate it.
Okay. So here we go. A lot of...
Missed a shot at Vilman.
So we got highwayman activation.
With
10
the,
minutes.
Croak.
10 minutes
1 minute
now.
croak.
12-minute disparity here.
Combined shot into Vilman.
Yep. Looks like a martyrdom is going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
So that's good, though, if he's going to go for the Hail Mary. Because she's sitting at 13 health.
Doesn't do any damage with the CRA. Martyrs.
Uh-oh.
2 damage. Down to 11.
So that's a reasonable roll. That's an
You're
11 and 11.
11 and 11? Man.
50-50 there,
Do you
buddy.
take that? Ah.
I would if nothing was going to get to me. I mean, you're just boosting the hit and boosting damage.
He martyred him again. But the problem is, I don't know if Grim has Pathfinder.
I think Grim has Pathfinder.
He does.
Grim has Pathfinder.
Okay, he does.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. The book might be screwing up that too, because it doesn't have reach.
No, the book has no melee range.
Oh, it doesn't have any melee range? Okay. All right, man. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd go for it.
I think it would too. I don't think there's anything too scary there. He's measuring it out.
Yeah, you got it. You got it, man. 5-inch walk.
Let's see if we can have an epic. Let's see if we can have an epic Brian White ending here.
He's taking it.
Speed 6. There we go.
We're too excited about this.
Well, it's fun, you know. He's going for it.
I know, it's good. He needs a 12.
Needs a 12. Oh, he needs a 12. That's a little rougher.
How's it a 12? A 16? What's his rat?
He
hits.
Oh,
Let's
my
see.
gosh.
Let's see. Oh!
Oh,
that
no.
is disappointing.
Oh,
Oh, man.
no.
Oh, you could feel it slipping through the fingers. Oh. Damn, he had such a good shot at it.
Gosh.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Let's see if he's going to get another shot at this. Oh. Either way, this has been a great game.
This has been a fantastic game. That was the play.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, I agree. I was surprised Brian was moderating.
Wait a minute, is Roven still alive?
I don't think so.
Because Roven strips Fury.
No, Robin's not alive. You got Saxon there, you got Anna Holt there, you've got Vilman there, and you've got the Devout. You also got the Book, and 2 errants up top.
Okay, so we kill the highwayman. So 7 minutes to clean this game up.
Damn, man.
Is
you
it
might be
possible?
able to. You might be able to run Grin onto the flag.
Yeah,
Score.
I mean, is this flag now a possibility?
You just you clear with the Glacier King Axer, run on there, pass a turn.
Yeah.
Whatever you put there, clear it, pass a turn.
Yeah.
Pass a turn, pass a turn. You just got to make sure Harbinger doesn't score this turn.
That was an epic hit and then a 1-1-3.
Oh, so disappointing.
Oh, wow. Solid stuff, though. Good stuff. Had Brian White rolled those dice, it'd killed him.
Oh, yeah. Well, he wasn't
Did you-
rolling so hot at the beginning.
You saw him kill Haley
Oh, that's true.
with Lilith
I
rolling.
did see that at War Machine
when he
Weekend.
was super down.
Oh, man.
That one's for the history books right
Oh,
there.
that was nuts.
Right. So a heal on the Harbinger here.
2.
She has 8 hit points now.
Man.
Here's the thing, though. Now we're in a position of
Because Vilman didn't go after Graham to tie up a free strike or anything
here we
like
go.
that.
We got a turn of jamming again,
Yep.
and he's in a position to where the Axer may or may not be able to get in there.
Man, I don't know. Especially if he moves the book to tie up, you got to do 5 points of damage to that sucker.
That thing's a nightmare,
Yeah, that's annoying.
and it looks like it's right at the edge of martyrdom range
Yep.
too.
You just go for Harbinger again.
She
Heals for 9. And she's running.
and she's gonna run. This
Where's
is
she running
curious. The flag.
flag,
Here
yep.
we go.
Start scoring. But now she's in front of Grimm, so I'm guessing the Devout's what?
Yeah, the Devout's now gonna move over beside her.
Yeah, you're gonna take the one shot option that you have there.
Because guess what? Grimm doesn't contest this,
Nope. And he can't shoot past the one shield guard.
So I mean, this is gonna have to be move back, rush, run. Pressure is on.
Yep.
And look, now the book's in the way. No spells.
Luckily, it's all small base stuff over there, so you could trample.
Does Grimm straight up charge her?
I don't think he can. Can he?
I don't know.
I would. You can cast Rush.
No,
Maybe
you
get
can't
on-
rush your war. It's a war beast
Oh,
only.
it's only war
Yeah, it's
beast?
war beast
Ah.
only.
Yeah, he doesn't have the speed to get to the side of the flag.
So he's got 5 turns to make this happen because no points have been scored.
I don't know, man. That is a tough spot.
So, but I mean, these guys have
And
to
max
contest
time's ticking,
this
and
turn.
he's thinking.
I think Brian's got this in the books.
I'm not going to say that just yet, but ooh, it is a long, dark tunnel for Max to
Yep.
figure out what he needs to do.
If this was me, it'd be move this guy here, move this guy here, move Grimm here, rush,
And run.
run.
Get off that flag.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because nothing here except for the book can contest this. I mean, can capture this.
Mm-hmm.
And if you keep this here, these one errant isn't going to kill this Axer,
Correct. Which has no damage on
which
it.
has no damage on it. So, I mean, if you do this, this, and this, and then he goes, you get 2 turns or 2 or 3 cracks at killing this thing and maybe even pushing in here to get the Harbinger.
Either way, you're going to get 2 shots at her.
Yeah.
Losing that Impaler was big.
Yes.
Having Snipe would be really nice right now.
Absolutely.
Because you could just trample over the small base stuff and then be in threat range.
Tick tock here.
Max, you got to think this one, man. You got to. Just start moving models. He's thinking about killing the book, so maybe he's going for a scenario play or something.
All right, so 1 damage on the book. Oh, he blocked off the King's running lane.
Doesn't seem like that's the way he's going. Which dot croc getting in there?
Another point to the book.
1 more point of damage.
Axer's going to try to get rid of everything over there. Maybe Grimm's going to... No, because you'd lose the scenario run. I guess if the Axer kills these errants... No, there's an errant right here. There's an errant right here.
Mm-hmm.
Now will he... Now will he rush the king? Four and a half. So there's... I guess he's going to try to spell Harbinger to death.
You think so?
If he kills the book, he has a lock the target. It's only a power 10.
Okay.
And he has to hit her twice. And he has to be in awe.
That's...
So he has to
10,
boost.
straight 10s.
He has to boost. 6 to 16, yeah.
Just no way.
So she'd be a 14, 16 in all. So he's going to need 10s to hit her. The king is going to...
And dice -4.
What is the
We
king?
decided it was what? She healed back up to 13.
So the king just moves forward. I'm not sure. So the king just advanced? I think. Okay, so we're shooting with the king.
Okay. That makes sense. Maybe if you can somehow kill it or knock it down, you can crit knock it down and then shoot Harbinger.
Crit knockdown. He just said it.
Crit knockdown. We got another shot here.
There's another shot at it. Wow. So if Grimm aims, shoots her, boost to hit, boost damage. Is he shooting Harby?
Ah, just out. It looks like he's just out. He needs that snipe.
So 10. Uh-oh.
Let's see.
That's a close one. Out.
Dang.
Just out. Okay. However, Grimm has an aim and a shot.
And then spells.
And then spells. So if he can boost a hit, boost damage, and then throw... Here we go.
So you're going to get a boost to hit. Yep. But aim cancels.
That's a hit.
Let's see. And if
Boost
you can land a
damage.
spell off.
Dice off. 10 points to her. Here comes.
Woo! One more. Lock the target. You need a 10, though.
He's going to boost the hit, lock the target.
Let's see.
Hits her.
Oh,
This is
my
it.
gosh. Let's
Pal
see.
10.
Oh, my gosh. 5 more damage.
Wow.
How did she heal up that much? Ah. I think Harbinger's taken like 40 damage over the course of this game.
It's a good chance. Wow. That was pretty epic.
Man, I think that was it, man. He had 2 chances at it. She's sitting on 2. 2 left. Again, man.
Wow. So Brian's going to go to 3 CP at the end of this because he didn't just move him.
Yeah, I didn't
Because he
contest.
didn't move this guy to... Oh, Vilmon's arc prevented it.
Yeah.
Pathfinder Harbinger.
He's going to Cataclysm.
Oh, he's going to just kill him.
Yep.
12 attacks. Wow.
Man, Max had 2 great chances. Dice just couldn't connect. I mean, good on him for seeing that.
Yeah.
Killing the book, clearing the shot up, knocking down with the Glacier King.
Here he goes.
That's another one of the rules on the back of her card.
Yeah. Auto hit, guided.
PAL 12s, right? Just enough to be deadly.
So Grimm now has to survive all of these.
Yeah, we'll see all the tough rolls. A million tough rolls.
Game over.
That's it.
Harbinger.
That was a good one. That was a classic.
That's a good game.
All right. So there you have it. Brian White's our Iron Gauntlet winner. That was a fantastic game between him and Max. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank Tyrant Watt here for joining us.
It's been a pleasure being here.
That's awesome. Anytime, man. Anytime. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow to watch the Masters qualifier, and then on Sunday we're going to have the Masters live streaming from Crucible 5 here in Orlando. See you guys tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Man, that was good.